don't monetize people eyeballs. Just don't make it an ad platform.
Because then you'll be incentivized to
Yeah,
keep
of
them on
course. Then
there.
you just become incentivized to have them dumb scrolling in VR or in AR all day long. That's the first thing. Don't be incentivized to do that. Instead, be incentivized to sell them a device that might be more expensive, but that really brings them something, something they can gain from that device. I think it's all about setting those incentives right. Don't build experiences that promote how long people are using them. Don't build experiences where, let's say, if you spend more hours per day on it, for whatever reason, the experience gets better or something like that. Like, you have to design it such that even for a short amount of time, people can get something very meaningful out of it. And by the way, this is also useful because as of right now, the technology of VR is such that it is very hard to get someone to wear a VR headset for more than a few hours, even more than an hour. Comfort, frame rate, headaches is just very, very hard to do that. But even when that will become easy, I think most people won't do that. I think most people aren't even interested in that. And so if you really bake this from day one into the way you're building the VR headset and the virtual world inside, then you just put your focus towards creative endeavors, right? For instance, because when you're having a sprint of creativity, you might design for like 2-3 hours straight, and then you need a break anyway. So building really, really good creative tools in VR is something super important. It's something where VR can make a big difference. If you're a designer, just putting on a VR headset and spending 2 hours in an environment that is perfectly crafted to be a sort of moment of peace, of calm and focus, and using VR to have like superhuman powers where like you can sort of design the thing with three-dimensional tools.
Totally.
You can visualize the design much better, especially if it's 3D design. I think that's one example of a very powerful use case where
Totally. So I mean, for me, absolutely. For me, that was the one use case. I never painted in my life,
yeah.
but for me, that was the one use case that got me really hooked, and that I really appreciated, and it sparked the deep interest within me of the world of VR.